everyone I've talked to, what I have said to them is that this is my Jennifer's body. Or the next generation's Jennifer's body. Like it had that same feeling for me. And so for you as a creative, what was kind of your inspiration for telling a teen story, but making it have that supernatural edge, which is why like that's where my brain instantly goes with
I
this.
love that because it's like, yeah, I actually thought about that because that's about this female friendship, and really that's
Mhm.
what the movie's about. It's about transforming loss, and also connecting through loss, or realizing that we all gain something when we go through difficult times that can enrich our lives. But yeah, the I love the supernatural. It's just a great metaphor too for any kind of thing where you hide, too cool for school for Darby's case, but also she's a little stuck. She's holding on to a loss and she can't quite move beyond it. And it takes, Capri pulling her out of it. But yeah, what drew me to it was that humor around something difficult, and this idea of empathy, breaking down the judgments that we think. So much of it is we project judgment onto other people, and so we get judgmental, or I have in my life. Then when I meet people face to face, it doesn't hold up. And really, I think a goal of the film was also to bring these characters together and make them work it out. And yeah, and they did a really great job.
When that kind of because it was funny because I was talking about how like high schools have weird raps in film and television because they're often seen as like these hierarchies. Like I was a theater kid and was popular, and so I like didn't. And it was funny because every single one of your cast was like same, and so it was funny because this movie plays against the types that we've kind of always kind of put certain people into those boxes, and so was that your goal going in to kind of push those, or was it more just like organic when you realized like these characters can't exist continually in our cinema as two-dimensional?
No, it was by design for sure, was to flip a lot of the conventions, like pay homage, but make it reflect the world that we live in. And it takes a lot of thought to change things like that. It doesn't just happen by accident. It was a lot of conversations that were honest and built a lot of trust with the cast and myself, and the writer, the producers, and the studio, all encouraging that so that we could do it authentically, and also not even make popularity the evil thing or the goal. Darby's actually is pretty cool, and she doesn't really need anybody. And it's this vulnerable process, and also showing cheer is different than the era of Bring It On. Like they throw each other in the air like crazy. They're basically these trust exercises. And so it was fun to show actually that this was a positive experience for her to join a team, and that it was about people catching you and about people having your back, literally.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because I keep wanting to like talk about it in junction with like other teen movies because it does fit so well in with them, because like Darby and uh, Darby and Capri's relationship is very similar to like if Heather's was not toxic, because it's like there should like it's helping become part of like the larger student body without the toxicity of Heather's. And so when you were casting and trying to find all of these teams that kind of play against type, what was that process like? Like, how did you kind of approach the cast and get them on board?
Yeah, I mean, I think again, like overthinking everything was part of the process, and having yeah, I try to overthink everything and ask questions, and sort of again just sort of break down this division of director and cast and even the writer. Just it's a collaboration. It just is. And the more, it's such an honor to have that happen. And so with the casting, now I just forgot your question. I'm so sorry.
It was the casting.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you say what you're about to say.
It was just what was the process like to getting this cast and like having them play so well against kind of the type and things like that?
They really presented themselves. We had an amazing casting director in South Africa and in the US, and it was just so clear. Each person really, it was like, I don't know, it was like they called out for the role. I just felt like when we did a table read in Cape Town, that was like everyone had just flown in, it's like a crazy long flight. It was like a 3-hour table read. Nothing kills comedy more than a Zoom table read. But everybody was so perfect for the role. And we just knew we had the right cast, and I guess they just were right. I guess that's just a blessed moment to have that much good fortune with the cast and how they played and how much love they and bonding they had for each other right away was really also a gift, because then you can take more risks, you know.
Yeah. Thank you so much for trying with me today. I can't wait for audiences to get to see this. I can't wait for my niece is like 13, or she's about to be 13, but she wants to watch Heathers. And I'm like, you can't watch that. But I was like, you can watch this though. Like I'll watch Darby and the Dead with you.
Thank
So
you.
thank you so much for talking with me today.
Yeah, thank you so much for the
Have
feedback.
a great one. Thank you.